Also, Lord Frost Jr., your strength tier list here of Reen, Kevin, Van. Oh, no. Scroll up, please. Scroll up, please. I don't know why my chat does this, but it's so annoying. Reen, Kevin, Van, Rufus, Lloyd, Estelle. I don't know. Oh, if you're counting the Grendel, I think Van could be stronger than Kevin, and there's probably an argument that he could be stronger than Reen. If you're not counting the Grendel, I think Van. I think it goes Reen, Kevin, Estelle, Van, Lloyd. I can see the argument. Like I'm willing to flip flop Estelle and Van, but Lloyd is definitely the weakest. That guy's a buster. 1000%.
Good stuff. Chalk one up. Chalk one up.
Alrighty, who do we want to talk to first? Hope the food here is to your liking, Mr. Arkwright. You bet it is. You guys have got a great selection going on here. It's all carefully laid out, so we won't get tired of eating the same sweets over and over again, even down to the drinks. Quite glad to see you're enjoying it. If you like, please take this as well. I brought it from the capital. Oh, this is the morning issue of Tyrell Times, huh? Pretty thoughtful of you. The biggest PMC in Zemuria. Hard to grasp the scale of an organization like this. Well, suppose I'll enjoy myself for the time being. Alright, I need to increase the text speed by a lot. We'll try that for now. That might work. Look at this guy. Didn't leave the reception hall yet. Ordine Crow? Are you kidding me? Doing this on a controller is not great.
Well.
Hold on. These are things that, you know, we have to do here. I don't know if I can get this. The way that I want it to. Alright, we got a Marion's Rum. Almost had it. Almost have it. I don't think you probably can't read the text on it, but Ordine Crow, and it's a bourbon. Might be able to actually read that. It's a little difficult. I'm guessing it doesn't say anything. But that's very interesting. Ordine Crow. He got a drink named after him? Where's the Valamarine? that sounds much more like a drink than Ordine Crow. Suckers. Oh, is this where the coffee is? Ah. Yeah, it does say coffee on there. It says coffee 4 times. All right, who do we want to talk to first? Let's see, this is probably a group thing. So this group looks to be the most boring out of all of them. I think we'll start here. Lloyd is the biggest normie. I would agree with that. Although you could say Estelle is pretty normal as well. Randy, best character in Crossbell? Maybe. Actually, no. Randy can't be the best character in Crossbell because, what's his name? The other Dominion. That guy exists. That guy's the best character in Crossbell. Come on. As far as springing yourself into full body action at a moment's notice goes, all grant passing marks. It would appear that you've greatly refined your predictive eye over the course of your traineeship. Think so? All the help Van and Aaron gave must have paid off. I'm really starting to feel like my moves are 2 steps ahead of whatever my teammates are about to do. Even so, your grasp of the battlefield in its entirety is less than optimal. You over-rely on the auras close by to inform your actions. To truly embody the essence of a Kruga warrior, you must draw in the flames of the war zone and channel them into a godly roar of lightning, a step which is yet beyond you. You're way too hard on me, Kasim. Like sister, like brother, always in combat mode. Can't they talk about something more, I don't know, party appropriate? It's just the Kruga way for you. They got more of a typical brother-sister relationship than you'd think, though, outside of combat or training. Then the whole family was together at their last New Year's festival. Kasim doted on Fairy with a vengeance. What, were you there too or something? And the way he'd beam at their 2 littlest sibbies. Like nothing I'd ever seen out of him before. Can't even picture it. You're at the village's New Year's festival, though, eh? Not that I didn't have my hunches. Still, going to meet the boyfriend's parents at their holiday homecoming, you two must be pretty serious. Marduk and the Kruga have a partnership, that's all. Some equipment got newly refurbished and... nuts to this, no use pretending otherwise. We've been going steady for about 3 years now, so he figured it'd be about time to introduce me. Wow! Wow! Well, that long already. You're 2 years older than Rosette, right? Sure, that's still plenty young, but you sure as heck ain't a teenager anymore. Yet, here you are, dating in the workplace, seizing the day on and off the clock. Man, what I wouldn't give. Listen, you. Perhaps you should prioritize your own private affairs before making sport of others. Don't mean to suggest putting the self above all else. But there are some fields in which a fulfilling personal life will directly impact one's performance. Your hollow style and Kunlun expertise, for instance. To say nothing of the 4 SPGs you undertake. Can't argue there. I'm pretty curious about that part of Van's life myself. Apparently he and Elaine used to go out when they were still in school. Get out of town. I heard he, she, and the Prez's 4-eyed aide were an old posse together, but... Wellity, ex-sweethearts with Beauty's Blade. Now, if that don't beat all. How's about we go a little more in-depth on your relationship statuses, Like, say, with Rosette. Pardon my insolence. I've got no flings to speak of, so have pity. Oh my god, hold on a second. I never would have guessed Mirabelle and Cassim would be going out. I just kind of threw that one in there. Let's see, who is the next likely to be boring? Or maybe better to say that one was just not interesting at all. But which one is of the most interesting ones? Which one is the least interesting out of the interesting ones? I feel like anything with Lapis, Ring, and Crow is going to be pretty good. This one's only interesting because of Rufus. So it's probably this one. Rufus is probably not going to say much. It's not his time to shine anymore, so he's probably don't got much to say. And Kevin and Thorndyke, I think that's probably going to be an interesting conversation. Well, I guess it's sadly over here. Ah, Mr. Arkwright, speak of the devil. Humbled, the top dog of the Ironbloods, considers me worthwhile gossip fodder. And you're Orion, right? Can't say you two and Rosette seem like the likeliest of trios. As it happens, I've been in contact with Miss Orion over Marduk-related business for a short while now. This man and I have shared some correspondence as well in regard to Miss Rosenberg's situation. As such, this seemed an opportune time to relay any further matters that pertain to them. Don't say. The two of us, on the other hand, already share personal ties. I owed my foundation of knowledge and basic sense to his instruction several years ago. How could I ever forget? But I must say, you've come to hardly even resemble the pawn, that is, the person you were back then. I appreciate you saying so. Pretty loaded thank you there. Guess I'll just keep my nose to myself, though. Probably for the best. They were both ally and adversary throughout the war, after all. Anyway, nice to finally meet you in person instead of over comms for once, Rufus A. Kind of a pain to dance around the name, though. You mind if I just call you Alvarea when no one's looking? Do as you will. I doubt it will turn many heads these days. It's an honor to finally make the vaunted Spriggan's acquaintance, especially after my limited range of activity in Edith. Feels backwards coming from an ex-big shot like yourself, but more importantly, you really came in clutch for my pal in his last moments. Getting a chance to give him one final send-off was lucky enough, but bringing Marielle along to do the same was the cherry on top. So, even after accounting for Swin and Nadia's sitch, that still leaves me a debt I aim to pay you back for. Mr. Arkwright. I was merely repaying my own personal debt to the man. People do say that for one so streetwise, you place an uncharacteristic emphasis on obligational. Man, why was that so hard to figure out? Duty. But even still, to have you so indirectly beholden to me is a tad discomforting. And here I could have sworn I was talking to the most shameless opportunist this side of Zemuria. Right? One good turn deserves another, so feel free to call in a favor whenever it suits you. So long as it doesn't cross my boundaries, that is. I'm the kind of guy who's set in his ways. Duly noted. Evidently, we are more compatible than I gave us credit for, much as I hate to admit it. Mr. Arkwright is surprisingly open-minded to deal with Rufus so freely. Those who Those who do tend to wind up being cajoled into something or outright used for his benefit. Though I suppose those tendencies of his have changed somewhat ever since he met Lapis, Nadia, and Swin. That's so. I'm not as familiar with Mr. Alvarea, but your assessment of Mr. Arkwright is certainly correct. This event of ours has gathered people of many walks, be it Thor's, the church, or otherwise. The opportunities we present in doing so may well prove more significant than the training itself. I'm starting to think, I don't know how this game's going to progress from here, but I really wonder if it was a good choice to bring in Altina, Crow, and Reen at this juncture. We'll see how it plays out, but I don't know, it just seems like that might be too much. It's been ages here exhausting all the dialogue. No, that ain't gonna be me. I guess I'll leave Reen and Lapis for last. Oh hey, Arkwright, making the rounds already. How admirable. Admirable. This is indeed a prime opportunity to expand your horizons. Our trail beyond horizons? Roll credits? I'd say mine are broad enough, both front stage and back. But our wily host here has given me plenty of incentive with the crowd he's gathered. 2 Dominions, 1 active, 1 retired, the crew from Thor's. And to top it off, a certain big shot who shouldn't even exist anymore. Bit overkill for just a combat tech unveiling, if you ask me. Always the pointed critic, aren't we? As you are already aware, Marduk had the privilege of entering a technological alliance with the holy city of Arteria. Consequently, we are anticipating a great deal of collaboration on Zypha and Shard technology with not only them, but the Epstein Foundation as well. That is how Father Kevin and Mr. Zeman, I'm going to call him Zaman, Zeman, come on now. Here were procured to participate in today's test. Nice way to spin it. Felt more to me like you had the Holy City and Foundation with their backs to the wall. I'm well aware that there's been an ulterior motive at play from the outset, but you have my gratitude for the occasion nonetheless. It's true that it is not entirely without an agenda, but I do hope you can consider it equitable for all involved. Marduk's mission statement calls for a proactive approach to publicly releasing our innovations, the AR technology from today included. Yeah, hand to heart, it flat out floored me. VR is impressive enough, but this is the sort of thing that blurs the boundaries of reality altogether. That is the very concept behind its development, actually. We already had a theoretical framework, but it was the 6th generation Zypha standard that finally allowed us to bring it into fruition. Of course, the sheer scale of spatial mapping required limits its application to dedicated facilities such as this at present. That notwithstanding, when presented side by side with virtual reality, something of this nature is certain to make waves the world over. And given that both the Church and the Foundation have now been brought on, it leaves me very curious as to the project's end goal. Well, at the very least, I can assure you that our aims are nothing nefarious. Master's got intimidation down to an art. Ain't often someone can throw Thorndyke this far off balance. Yep, even now our commander and the rest of us Gralsritter can't hold a candle to him. On the flip side, I'd say the only person who could right now would be none other than Her Holiness. Oh yeah, and by that you mean, in any event, oh come on, you sucker fools. It's a shame you and Father Kevin brought a smaller turnout than initially anticipated, Mr. Arkwright. Granted, invitations were not extended to those members of your office whom appeared to have unavoidable business to attend to. But after all our painstaking efforts, I'd hoped to have more testers to astound with our newest combat and AR technology. So that's how it is. Anez is busy with finals right now, and Katra has his college credit requirements to deal with. Doubt Rosette would have offered that info, so he must have found out through some other means. Well, don't sweat it. Got a decent handle on all this now, so I'll give our team the rundown when we're back in the capital. Besides, any gaps I leave, Rosette and Master will be there to fill in. Indeed, Anez and the others should take to it like fish to water. On that note, I'm a bit surprised that you arrived by your lonesome, Kevin. Your other squires I can understand, but one would at least expect you to bring Reese along. About that, I'm guessing you probably already heard, Master, but over on the Arteria side of things... Alright, sharing time's over. This convo's on a need-to-know basis only. A pity that, though I do have a faint idea courtesy of the grapevine. Heard it from the grapevine. It's a bit galling, I must add, that our company wasn't tasked with incorporating the Zypha standard into your core systems. The ones the church keep under top secret wraps, you mean? Probably about time, with how outdated it must be. And Reese, she's your childhood friend, right? The one whose thumb they say you're always under. Cool it with the two-pronged attack, will ya? Alrighty. Green, Crow, and Lapis. Racer guy and shopkeeper clip here? I don't remember that clip. Me, I'm just winging the picks. Sometimes you gotta wing the picks. Thanks for stopping by, Lord Frost Jr. Enjoy your sleep. One of the greatest things that this world offers. Sleep. As long as you get good enough of it. I guess. Sup? Added already, huh? Oh, hello there, Arkwright. Find anything... Oh, they put a translation there. Find anything tasty. Word on the streets that you're out to conquer the confectionery world one sweet at a time. Not the way I would have phrased it, but sure. As for you, little lady, Naughty and Swin weren't kidding when they said you could pack it away. Old man Yord worked out a way to convert all that into doll-compatible energy, I'm told. It was a shock to us too, way back when, and her stomach's grown a few sizes since even. Almost makes you want to keep the feeding coming just to see how much more she can wolf down. Here, Lapis, Lapis, Lapis. How's about another helping of roast chicken all slathered in gravy? Ooh, thank you. Moving on, it's good to officially meet you, Schwarzer, Armbrust. Then again, Clausel and Miss Herschel have told me many stories that this feels more like a reunion. That sounds about right. We've heard a few things here and there about you too. Though Crow has the edge on me there, given the near miss you had during that immigrant incident. Yeah, no hard feelings, but I was doing some poking around in your business at the time. Figures you were skulking behind the curtain. Hard to think of you as just a stranger, especially with an MO like that. I'll take that as an honor. By the way, we're around the same age too, right? Not sure how much you've already caught on to my whole situation, but... Right now I run a freelance contracting office over in the free city of Tulsim. If you ever need extra hands, just give me a ring, yeah? Be nice if the offer stands the other way around too. Well, fancy that. Most of the jobs you take must be bigger in scale than my usual fare. But sure, can't go wrong paving a two-way street with the original C, Erebonia's unsung hero. Not sure how much use I'll be with whatever errands you and the not-so-unsung hero here have got going on, though. Sorry, but that's a card we'll have to keep close to our chests. Still, it'd be great to know we can rely on each other for help in the case something does come up. Not to mention, I believe we already have a certain acquaintance in common. He must be that junior disciple she mentions. Shizuna. Well, I won't just out name drop her, but you've got my condolences. And watch her step. One look at that swordplay you showed off earlier, and she'll drag you into a fight if it's the last thing she does. I'll keep that in mind. Though, for all the improvements I've made, she seems to be climbing even higher. You two had a run-in at the start of last year, right? She must be some real serious business if this is your takeaway. The way things are set up this time around, we're probably in for a close brush, or even closer, depending. And on that note, I've got a request for you, Arkride. Any chance you and the rest of your Solutions crew can take Princess Silverblade in? Maybe keep a tight leash on her for a bit. Are you nuts? We haven't even heard a peep from her for over 2 months now. And the last time was when she tried to make up for eating my limited edition cake with a replacement and a tee-hee whoopsie. The early summer exclusive sweet cherry one, you mean? I had a slice of it myself. It was simply adorable and outrageously scrumptious to boot. That was an inside job. Wait, weren't you still in shard form back then? He's got more layers to him than the stories suggest. Pun not intended. Yeah, plus a pal in the CID we should be on our toes about. Still, I think we can trust this one more or less. Ladies and gentlemen, we have prepared additional sweets and delicacies for your enjoyment. We will be bringing them around shortly. Feel free to call us if we can be of service to you. Oh dang, that's from the Erebonian place. The one that caters to the Imperial family itself. Hold your horses, Van. Better wait till I've got a bit more room in the old stomach before I dig into those. Trying additional sweets will change the location of some characters and provide new topics of discussion. I just want to... Alright, we're going to save. If they're giving us this amount of dialogue already, this is a lot of dialogue for the first 3.5 hours of the game. Let's get some water. Is Axel actually enjoying himself? Is it actually that? Axelrod, curse you, Mr. JRPG. I knew it was coming. Although, I should have prepared myself better and did a reading game before this, because I'm already feeling exhausted reading. And all things considered, I haven't even done that much reading today. They say this is the Empire's ultimate dessert. The Empress of chocolate cakes herself. The Sasha Torte. Sasha Torte. Ah, you certainly know your stuff. It was made fresh in the Empire just this morning and air delivered here. Shall I cut you a piece? Accepting a slice will change the location.
That rich, decadent butter cake slathered in a smooth, lustrous ganache. I hear it's even been soaked in a sweet and deliciously tart apricot jam. I'm drooling just thinking about it. Can I get a piece? Wait, no, 2 pieces?
I'll take the entire cake!
What the crap?
Hello, Van. Doesn't this cake look exceptionally yummy? I'd love to be able to take it home and share it with Nadi and Swin, but it'll probably get eaten up here, huh? What a shame.
Uh... Sir?
It's fine. You can give it to her.
Are you insane? Get a slice.
Thanks! I'll take it then.
Van getting bullied by little girls all the time.
Wow, that cake Lapis had looked delicious! Can I get some too? Van?
I failed you, my Empress.
It'll be alright, sir. We have a second one ready in the back. I'll go prepare it.
Shortly thereafter, Van got a slice from the backup sacerdote the maid brought out. Prize in hand, he took the time to slowly savor its rich, delicate sweetness. Lapis tried to get more, but he stopped her. Conversations are still flowing. At this point, I kind of just want to grab a coffee and put my feet up. But like I thought, there really is a lot going on here. Guess I ought to keep sniffing out leads. So, again, I just got done rewatching Trails of Cold Steel 3. And this sequence right here, this scene reminds me a lot of well, actually it was a party, in fact. So the royal party, you know, where everybody's moving around and there's tons of conversations to go through. Alrighty. Let's reevaluate here. This one's probably gonna have to be the least interesting because of Altina and Ferida. This one's probably gonna be interesting. This one's probably gonna be not interesting. I think this one's gonna be the last one. So we'll go Kevin, Lapis, Reen, Crow. I see. So your dialects both originate from the northeastern regions of central Zemuria. Seems so. That's the place my grandpappy was born and raised, after all. And you mentioned being from Emerose, right, Kevin? Yep, one of the middlemost of the free cities, right to the south of Arteria. Wasn't a lot of people who sound like I do, though. You find them more in the boonies up northways. Funny, I once had a Liberlian merchant for a client, and she mentioned having roots in the free cities too. I think I know just the gal you're talking about. You sure do cast a wide network, though, Ark cried. Even got all chummy with two of my colleagues through Master Burgard, right? And now you've got a whole nother slew of names to add to the list. Yeah, well, chummy is a strong word in those cases. But yeah, between the Thor's crew and Ironblood number 1, it's been a lot of first meetings. Even you I haven't seen in a while. For someone content to stay cooped in his narrow little slice of Edith, though, this sort of thing's way out of my comfort zone. Ah, hooey. You got friends in high places, from the guild to the CID, and your inside tracks under the table go deeper than just Hayue. To say nothing of his connections at Marduk. All of it can be attributed to his personal magnetism, I'm sure. Can you lay off the overselling before it puts me smack dab in the middle of El Saim's and Ikaruga's crosshairs? Throw some Liberlian royals or Erebonian witches on top of that, and then I'll really have a meltdown. Alright, keep your shirt on. I'd rib you about jinxing it for yourself, but you genuinely sound worn slap out over this. I don't know what that means. Unsurprising, Infer Arij Infra Selg is a core tenet of Mr. Arkride's style, as it were. Well, not to sound like Master Burgard, but if it means forging more ties, that's something to be valued. Friendly advice, though, might want to rein back on cozying up with the den of snakes. Sorry to come down so hard. It's not like I don't have my fair share of contacts there too. But even if I take them over the Colt or Almada, some of the heretics they got are nothing to laugh about. That includes a handful you're all too familiar with, like your good pal the Oathbreaker. Familiar and pal are also strong words there, but I get what you're trying to say. Ain't something you gotta hammer in with me, though. I only ever judge people for the people they are. Still, I'll watch my step. Wouldn't want to get into hot water with your old self, now would I? I've long washed my hands of that. Just try to keep off of Iscariot's radar, alright? Underneath the goofball exterior, he's still a top-class Gralsritter through and through. And according to Marduk's data, he went by a more grisly title until 6 years ago. The past is the past. What matters is how one lives in the present. Though perhaps that rings a bit odd coming from me, of all people. Rosette. Mirabelle, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Oh, hush up and take the hug. I swear, you really are such a... Mirabelle, please, we're in public. Don't mind the rubberneckers. Giving you a big old squeeze is my only order of business right now. This is all a misunderstanding. I don't remember Kevin's old moniker. I think it was... If I were to, like, throw something out there, I feel like it's, like, the 1,000 Hands of Death or something like that. Like, I thought it had something to do with hands. Oh, Van, that cake earlier was absolutely delectable. It makes me wish I paid the original shop a visit with Nadia while infiltrating the Imperial capital 2 years back. I don't even know where to start with that sentence, but wait, you ate the whole thing already? Look, specialty cakes like that are something master patissiers pour their entire souls into. So they call these millefeuille? The creaminess, the crispiness, it's to die for. Listen, you. There, Van, but wow, Lapis, you sure have a big appetite. I remember you staring holes into the food at Montmartre, too, back when you were a fairy. Seconds away from drooling, even. The sorry sight had Yume dead set on feeding you. Even in her previous body, she was an unfathomable glutton. But this new stage of development likely allows her to consume more than ever before. Bad news for Swin and Nadia's savings, though I'll bet a certain rook's got a nest egg hidden away. Oh, you snagged yourself some Sachertorte too. The place it came from's gained a real high-end rep over its long history. Must be a rare treat even for an Erebonian. Actually, a close relative of mine has a fondness for it, so I do get some from her on occasion. A close relative? Is I don't remember. Is Milliam alive again? Or is Milliam still dead? H? Sass H? Tort? You weren't going this crazy over the Marchen Garden, you know? Like, I called it Marchen Garden instead of Merhien Garten, you know? and you weren't going crazy over that, but I'm getting destroyed over here over a Sashin tort. She's been holding off nowadays, though out of consideration for her weight. Her latest fixation is pretzels, per the recommendation of our cross-Bellin acquaintance. Oh, now you've got my attention. Pretzels are made from a totally different type of dough, I hear. Fill me in on what those are exactly. A pretzel is a dense, chewy bread made by twisting dough, then baking it. From sweet and savory salted honey to crispy bacon wrapped, every kind is worth a try. Oh, that does sound tasty, and a good fit for field rations too. Yeah, one theory even says that they were first made in monasteries as a shelf staple of food during the Dark Ages. We've all eaten so much, and yet their dessert discussions are no less lively for it. I'm sure it will be even livelier were Milliam and Yuna here. You were annoyed? You commented a few times on that one, then gave up? Ah. So I just gotta keep on calling it the Sashin tort. And I mean, I feel like I'm putting an H in there. Sash. Like there's an H at the end of sash. And then in tort. You know, like, come on. You don't mess with cake. What are you gonna do? Oh, man. It's an honor to meet you once again, young Divine Blade. Neither the Empire's campaign nor the subsequent crisis in Crossbell would have reached a resolution were it not for you. Oh no, I couldn't have done it without the help of all my friends and allies. Father Burgard and Marduk had a hand in things too, I'm told. Indeed, though Marduk's cooperation was more closely aligned with Operation Meal Mirage. Really? He called upon the various Jaeger Corps across Zemuria and facilitated their contract with the Weissland army. I hadn't realized. If anyone could have pulled that off, it's your company. What is Musée doing nowadays? She's gotta be, if this game is gonna do something ultra and mega giga important. Actually, was Musée in Reverie? I don't think Musée was in Reverie. Musei's gotta be in this game. You can't just have super ultra mega hyper tactician girl not be running around solving all the problems. As for myself, being unable to act in any official capacity, a modest bit of assistance to the Radiant Wings was the best I could provide. This hardly compensates for that, but allow me to express how proud I am of what Gaius was able to accomplish with all of you. Just doesn't get more dependable than him, even compared to the rest of Class 7. He was so sure you had passed away, all the way up until late last December, was it? Yes, our first reunion in 3 years. I had expected some measure of anger, but instead he simply embraced me without so much as a word, a finer disciple than I deserved, that one. Sounds like him, all right. I made Father Gaius's acquaintance the other day as a result of Marduk's technological partnership with the Church. He is as exceptional a youth as they claim, diligent in his self-betterment, and as mighty as any dominion. Above all is his ability to become one with the wind. Would that my sister could follow his example. Wait, are you saying... yes, I've heard tell of this from their elder. But supposedly the people of the Nord Highlands share a common ancestor with the Kruga. Yes, though not at all a recent one, our connection is best described as that of distant kinsmen. Around 1,000 years ago, during the chaos after the Great Collapse, the Nord tribe migrated from the Central East to the northwestern Zemuria. The Kruga, on the other hand, remained in the Central East, with each tribe vowing to act as protectors of their respective regions. I never knew. Such is also written in the Testaments. making it more fact than mere folklore. It is due in part to my curiosity over that very verse that I was compelled to travel to Nord. And he ended up finding another disciple there. Call that fate at work. From what I hear, the Nord tribes tap into the breath of the winds and the Kruga flames. Apparently those winds did their part in helping the Empire's curse blow over. So exactly what role are the flames meant to play? Well, you've grown, Van, pressing such an incisive point at this of all moments. Truly, have you done credit to your reputation as a dropout disciple to put it in Mother Celis and Father Leon's terms? Well, excuse me for not being a valid Victorian. And for the record, compared to Gaius, those two are practically still thumb-sucking little rugrats themselves. Suckers. Now, be at ease. Consider this a friendly student rivalry of sorts. Now, Leon disses me like a stab to the jugular. Regardless, I have already distanced myself from the Kruga tribe's charge. It will have to be Ferida who gives the answer you seek, or rather, who uncovers it alongside you all. Forget it, dancing around a topic's nothing new for you. My apologies, but this is genuinely the best I'm able to answer. Although, there is more I can divulge, were you to become her groom and thus a brother of the Kruga. Whoa, warn a guy before you start busting out the crazy hypotheticals. And since when have you ever smiled like that? If looks could kill, it'd be capital murder. An overreactive imagination on your part. Looks like expectations weigh heavy on him in every direction at that. Much like yourself in the recent past, do try to foster a cordial relationship if you could. Of course, I was already hoping to. You sent a message above on how to say it. All right, let's inspect. Say who, then use H to say Sasher. Who, Sasher. Oh, are you saying Sashu? Sashuer? I don't know. This is what you wrote down. Don't call me crazy. I'm just reading what you say. You say who, then use that H to say. Oh, okay. I got you. So Saher tort? Soccer tort? This is really not important. We're never going to see this word ever again in this game. Basically, like you would say Mexico properly, the X sound.
Alrighty.
That's just making it even more complicated. I think there's at least two reasons why this one bothers you so much. Uneducated people here pronounce CH and H often as SH. And it sounds obnoxious, and you guess you have an automatic association with those people and their uneducated, ignorant behaviors when someone talks like this. But the way you say it sounds similar to the word sachet, which means like bags. So you're making it into a bag cake, and that's just wrong. Hey, bag cake sounds interesting. Oh, Mexico? Sahar torts. That just doesn't. That just doesn't sound right. Sahar tort. You guess you also have an aversion to the SH sound being used too much. It sounds so sharp and unpleasant to the ear. I am being destroyed right now. Video evidence. I am being obliterated on the pronunciation of a word that I've never seen before and will never speak of ever again for the rest of this game. I am being unfairly attacked. Yo, Arkwright, making the rounds again. Hustle never stops for you, does it? It is burning up. Look how hot it is in my room right now. Oh, it's reversed, but it is 85 degrees at 11 o'clock. That's 29.8 C for the people that know how to tell temperature correctly. I could stand to learn much about driving business from a self-employed man such as yourself. This ain't about talking shop. Your little trio just had so much combined fishiness that I could practically see the stink lines. Sounds rich coming from me, I know, but on some level, I'm the most stand-up guy here. Might have to give you that one. I don't know, Crow's pretty stand-up sounding now, you know, his past, maybe not so much, but nowadays, yeah. The both of us do share a dark history, as well as an association with a certain letter of the alphabet. I also seem to recall appealing to the Azure Chevalier during my tenure as the Noble Alliance's Chief of Staff in the Civil War. Oh yeah, that did happen. How could you guys forget that? Maybe you put it in a way that doesn't make us sound like a bad situationship, though. It's true that there's no particular enmity between us. Even so, fate has tied us together, however loosely. With your freelancing practice underway, I'm sure the time will come when I have a need to hire you. Use and abuse me, more like. So, what are you mixed in with these two for? Hashing out that contractor work Mirabelle brought up? That's hilarious. You have trouble remembering names, let alone pronouncing them correctly? I have similar issues myself. Let me tell you. Sometimes, you know what? My thing, there are people that I know in real life. Like, for example, Heels. He goes by the name Cyrus T.O. in Twitch chat. He's around sometimes. I know him in real life. I went to school with him. You know, we've known each other for many, many years. I don't call him by his real name. I call him Heels. When we meet in real life and we're talking face to face, I call him Heels. I think that's weird, but I do it. It is as you surmise, yes. There are some minor points to discuss now that they, like you, are external testers for Marduk Total Security Company. Well, in my case, I can't really expect a lot of backing. So I'm getting some from them in exchange for trial running a new, well, let's call it a vehicle. Is it a motorcycle? You know the situation with Lapis well enough that I have no need to explicate mine any further. though it bears mentioning that it is largely due to the goodwill of Meister Jorg after his transfer to Marduk. Again, with the casual secret spilling, not that Ren hasn't already filled me in on that. I want to be filled on this. What the heck is Jorg doing working at Marduk of all places? As for this trial run, I think I'm catching on. Guessing it has to do with where you're headed after this. My lips are zipped. At any rate, Marduk has made external testers of us all. Actually, I just realized, I think there's, I don't know if it's a secret cutscene or a normal cutscene, but I think it was at the end of one of the Daybreak games, probably two. I think Reen was flying around in this new, we'll call it Divine Knight, but you know, it's Soldat. We'll call it a Soldat. He was flying around in a Soldat or something like that. And I'm just now like catching on that Reen is an Awakener, Rufus is an Awakener, Crow is an Awakener, and of those three Awakeners, they're the only ones that are both still alive and are like contactable, but also, you know, not tied to Ouroboros. Because Arian Road's dead, Rutger is dead, the Prince is a enforcer now. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? There's one more, I think. Oh, Osborne is dead. I think there's only 7 Divine Knights. So, yeah. They just grabbed all the Awakeners. This is making so much more sense now, and I'm starting to see where this game is going now. Now, what say we capitalize on this opportunity to deepen our bonds of camaraderie? Pass. So delightfully in sync, I'll be expecting great things from you all. Alright, that's probably about all I can poke and prod around about. Looks like the cogs are turning in more places than I imagined. Well, whatever, time to break this off and kick back with a good cup of joe. Looking, take a coffee break. Main story advance. Alrighty. Well, that's 4 hours. Means we can call it quits for today. There were some things that Mana Dryad said that Mana Viridis. What is Viridis, by the way? Is Viridis another language for Dryad? Because that would be like super big brained of you to do. And you know, I wondered about this the other day in Krasen's chat, and I was gonna ask you, but then I was just like, nah. What else did you say? Oh, I guess I did go through all that. You'll be on your test later. You don't have a need for names? Whatever I call you, sucker. That's your name now. Hey. I mean, Heels is a pretty cool name. No. Don't encourage him. First of all, you wrote Heels with an S. His name was Healors with a Z. And his justification for this was, look, I'm playing a priest in World of Warcraft, and you know how I can get people to know that I'm a priest and will heal in their dungeons? I will name my character Healors so that they know to invite me as a healer. And I'm like, Heals, please, do not do this. This is the worst name of all time. You can't do this. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the greatest plan of all time. And then he named himself Healors. And he has been Heals with a Z ever since. Remember, I've known this guy for many years. Maybe not many years, but like tons of years prior to calling him Heals. And as soon as he was Heals forever. It was just crazy. Kind of similar to how, you know, I'm Axelrod forever, I guess. You know, just how it works. It's Latin for green. Huh. Well, dryads are typically green, so, you know, it kind of ties into things. Although your name in chat was not green the other day. You haven't locked in your color. I think even right now, it's green for me, but you know, it wasn't. I don't think it's locked in. All that out there. Man, there was something that I wanted to say to Dante the next time he showed up, but I forgot. Not very good at remembering things. Next time, Dante. But yeah, that's this is where I'm gonna call it quits for today. Thanks for watching, appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific time, and we can play some more Trails Beyond the Horizon, and you know, goof around and all that other goofy stuff. Don't think I have anything else, so with that. Oh, I do have something else. I almost forgot. Alrighty. So if you're watching the stream, you can click on my little icon symbol over here, and it'll take you to the home page, and then you can go to schedule, and you can see when I stream. And it'll automatically work in your local time, and it's really nice. But if you scroll here, you could see on Saturday there is a stream scheduled, and there might also be one on Sunday. You know, we're gonna see how it goes on Saturday, but a Saturday stream is scheduled for all the people that care about their stream streaks. You have been informed. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But with that, I have nothing else that I think needs to be mentioned. So, see ya the next time I see ya. Peace.